The 857 lines of the general prologue to the Canterbury Tales cannot be compared and competed with any descriptive literature. The plan is simple. Line 1 to 34 tell of the upsurge of feeling with renewal of spring. Folk are stirred to travel. Chaucer describes how one April evening he fell in with some 29 men and women met together by chance at the Tabard Inn in Southwark, and all in the same mind to set out next morning on a pilgrimage to the shrine of St. Thomas a Becket at Canterbury. The closing lines relate how after supper they agreed to the suggestion of Harry Bailey, their host, that in order to shorten their journey they should all compete in storytelling. Every pilgrim should tell two stories on the way out and another two coming back, that is 120 stories in total. The winner should have a supper at the company's expense when they return to the tavern. The host proffered to act as a master of ceremonies and adjudicator and made preparations to accompany the party to Canterbury. When morning came, the pilgrims took to the road. The host reminded them of their agreement. They drew lots and it fell to the night to tell the first story. According to P. Hudson, dovetailed between the opening and final passage is a list of the people involved. Lines 35 to 41 promise this interpolation. 715 to 719 round it up. The pilgrims are introduced in succession and apart from one group of five guildsmen in single file. Each one is portrayed in a self contained panel of text which consists of a catalogue of details closely packed. Chaucer died his vast project unfinished before his pilgrims could reach Canterbury and with only 23 tales told. One might expect from all this that the general prologue would be static, uniform, lifeless, and wearisome. The very contrary is the fact, thanks chiefly to his introduction. Chaucer's pilgrims ride on in the imagination so irrepressible and full of vitality that it is hard to accept that theirs is a journey that never was. We are drawn into their high spirited company at supper in the tavern and along the 14th century English road. The potential energy shown in the general prologue springs into animated drama in the links between the tales, where these pilgrims provide their own high comedy, drink, jest, and quarrel, reveal their past lives and their prejudices, and mirror their animosities in their interruptions of each other's tales. Their characterization extends beyond the general prologue. The confessions of the wife of Bath, the pardoner, complete a portraiture as elaborate and subtle as could be expected of latter fiction. Some travelers or pilgrims, for example, the Franklin, the miller, the knight disclose, open more facets of their character by the tales they tell. Harry Bailey, the host, takes on fuller life as he presides and controls and passes comment. The general prologue, therefore, is certainly not complete without the links. Nevertheless, the metamorphosis has already taken place in the general prologue long before the end of it. Still, the stills have quickened, moved, and escaped from their frames. The magic cannot be explained. It is the aim of the rest of this introduction, in fine, to survey that part of Chaucer's material that might be called stock, and then to comment on some of the seemingly inexhaustible evidence of the unrivaled manipulation it underwent.